Hey, welcome back. Current Clint here again with you. You are about to jump into the operations section of our course. I just want to remind you from a tactical standpoint, if your business is struggling to grow, acquisitions is the answer. I know a lot of people talk about systems and processes and hiring, which we love, and we're going to talk about that. But I want you to remember, if you are trying to grow your business, the secret is in acquisitions. It's mastering the skill sets to find off-market properties and bring them back to life. Now, to give you a little idea about the operations section, the goal is for me to give you a quick overview of how I staff, hire, and run my land business. I've had clients who want no employees, who want to do 5 deals a year, make a couple $100,000 and live a stress-free life. And I have other clients who have 60 plus employees who are trying to build the next big thing. Wherever you fall in between there, we're gonna talk a little bit about the ideal org chart. We're gonna talk about where to find people, and in the last video, we're talking about how to determine who you should hire first. So that's all I have for you. Back to old Clint, enjoy this section. All right, welcome back. In this module, we're going to be covering what I think is one of the most important pillars of your business. I call it operations, but simply put, how do we manage the business? Who do we hire? What do we hire them for? All of that jazz. That's what we're going to be covering in this module. Now look, before we jump in, I just want to be super clear and transparent. Building a team, building a business doesn't happen overnight, and therefore there's really no video course or modules that you can take that are going to show you perfectly how to build a team. Every business is different, every person is different, every team is different, everybody's desired outcome and vision of their business is different, so there is no perfect way to teach how to build a team. Now, after doing this for 5 years, I have found what works and what doesn't. I've talked with everybody who does this on a big level to a small level, and I've really been able to hone in on what I think works, what the ideal business kind of org chart would look like, and who you would hire first. So that's kind of my goal in this module, is to communicate to you, what does the ideal business look like? Where do I get started? What do I do first? Because really hiring and building a business is a long game. It's what differentiates you from any other investor, is your ability to productize your knowledge, right? You're gonna be an expert in land or real estate or whatever you do. Your real differentiator and what will prove you versus others in your space is your ability to productize your knowledge, right? And so that's a long game. That's what building businesses and building culture and building systems look like. So in this video, we're going to jump in and learn the basics. So let's do it. All right, so in this video, I just want to talk kind of briefly about my thoughts around hiring. When should you hire as a new investor versus a more experienced investor? How do I think about hiring? So let's just kind of dive into those thoughts. So the first thing I kind of think around is, what can I automate, right? There's 3 things, right? What can I automate? What can I delegate? And what can I eliminate? Right? A very simple exercise that I teach all my clients, and that I do really recommend to anybody, I do myself and my team, we do this quarterly, is we take note of our time. And there's some cool tools out there. They change from time to time, so we'll just link them in the description. But there's some cool tools out there where you can set them up on your desktop, and it'll basically ask you every 5 minutes what you're doing. Not fun to do over the long term, but very helpful to do in the short term. And what's great is you can export that information, and you can kind of really just group it by, like, what am I doing, right? Am I writing up contracts? Am I preparing mail? Am I talking to sellers or talking to buyers? What am I spending my time on, right? And once you've created that list and you realize in your business what you are spending your time on, you need to figure out one of those 3 things. Can you automate it, right? Is there some software, is there a tool that can help you get your time back for that specific task? Can you delegate it? Is it a combination of a system and a person? Again, the whole goal here is to get your time back, right? So, can we automate it? Can the internet do it for us? Can we delegate it? Some combination of a tool and a person, or can we just eliminate it, right? Is this something that we really shouldn't be doing in general? You'll find that if you analyze your time closely enough. So that's where I recommend starting, depending on wherever you are in business. If you do that simple exercise, if you track your time diligently for 4 hours a day, do it for 2 or 3 days, and then just look at your Excel spreadsheet. Like, what am I spending time on? That will often tell you right away what are the things that you're sinking your energy most into that you need to get back. And then you just got to figure out, can you automate it, or do you need to go and hire somebody for it? Now, luckily in land, very familiar with what the key tasks are. In most situations, what you're going to be hiring people for. So in my next video where I talk about the ideal org chart, I'll go over that a little bit more. But how I want you to think about it, again, this is more of the mindset video here, is once you identify that, man, over and over and over, I am spending 2 hours a day talking to sellers. Over and over and over, I am spending an hour a day putting marketing copy together. Over and over and over, I am spending 3 hours a week putting my mailers, my marketing, whatever you want to call it, together. You'll realize these patterns and you'll quickly see these are the things we hire for. So again, I'll show you in another module. I have some of these key tasks outlined. But in general, that's where you need to figure out is where you're sinking your time, right? What are the repetitive tasks? And you need to figure out, do I need to hire or do I need to automate for it? All right, so in the next video, I'm gonna jump over to my computer screen and I am going to show you a slide that I think kind of encompasses the ideal land business org chart, and we'll talk about some of the key tasks that you need to outsource. Thanks for watching, we'll see you then.